Thank you for joining me today on Little Cabin Creations for my Art for the Heart series. Our project today is called Letting Go Balloons, and it's basically a watercolor. These are the supplies that you'll need. A piece of watercolor paper is best, but you can use regular paper as well. It is good to use masking tape or painter's tape and just tape down the corners so that your paper doesn't warp, because will be using a lot of water. We have water, we have watercolors, a paintbrush, a pencil, some markers, and a really fun part of this project is we are going to be using cling wrap or saran wrap, cellophane, whatever your parents have in their cupboard would be great, but it's a fun little, it adds a great little texture to our watercolor. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to be doing the wet on wet technique. So we're going to use the paper and we're going to get it pretty wet. You do want to have some paper towels with you because you're going to add a lot of water to this. And you can work in sections. You're basically going to divide your paper up into 4 sections, and you're going to add 4 different colors, a different color to each section. So it can be, again, whatever you want. This is your creation. You want to make it a little bit darker. If you can, the colors will run together. They're supposed to. That's what they're supposed to do. Make sure you're painting on top of something, because you're going to use so much water that it's going to bleed over. So you want to make sure you have plenty of paper towels or something underneath that you can protect whatever you're painting on. And then again, you just want to do the wet on wet, so you're going to kind of paint with water. This is a really kind of relaxing thing to do. I really enjoy this wet on wet. I love what the paint does with the water. It's just kind of flows and is kind of unpredictable, and it's relaxing to paint. I love painting with watercolors. It really helps me relax. Now, you just again want to add paint. And water, and then add your paint on top of that. This is again called the wet on wet technique. And you love how those colors just kind of go together. So pretty how it just all flows together. Now here's the really fun part. You get to now take your crinkle wrap or your saran wrap, and you are going to just kind of put it on top here, and you're just going to kind of crinkle it up. And you can see how some of the paint is pooling under, but it just gives it a really cool texture. And then you're just going to, this is where your patience comes in, because now you have to let it completely dry. But this is what I want you to do while this paper's drying, is I want you to take a separate sheet of paper, and I want you to do a little brainstorming, a little thinking about some things that you might be struggling with, some negative thoughts or emotions, kind of some sad feelings. And let's think about some words that are not happy words, that are sad words, things that we're disappointed in. You guys have all been experiencing a lot of change in your lives, and so this is a time to think about kind of the negative things that we don't want to hold on to anymore. And that's what this whole project is about. It's called Letting Go Balloons. And so what we're going to do after this is completely dry is we're going to create a collage of balloons, and we're going to write our letting go words in them, things that we want, negative things that we want to just let go out of our lives, because it's really important not to hold on to negative things and thought patterns. It's really important to just not hold on to always focus on the things that are bad in our lives, but to let them go. So anything that you're disappointed in, we're going to write it in that balloon and we're going to let it go. So let's let this paper dry and we'll come back together. I want you to spend some time thinking about those things. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do the reveal. Look at that. How cool is that? Look how pretty that looks. Do you see the texture? Isn't that so cool, the design that left? Look at up here especially, so pretty. So now let's go ahead and let that dry. Let it dry completely, and we'll come back and draw our balloons in. Okay, so now we have a dry piece of paper, and I get to make my balloons. Did you guys think of some words? So here you can just start drawing some balloon shapes. And then draw the little string down. And kind of have where the tie is. And some of you guys might have a couple balloons, some may have more than just a couple. I think I have about 5 or so balloons, 5 or so things that are going on in my life that I feel like I need to let go of. So I'm gonna take those things here. And now you can use markers or to fill in your balloons, or you can use pens. So you can color them in with your, you can use colored pencils or crayons or whatever you want to color in your balloons. Now, but isn't that cool, the effect that the saran wrap did on your watercolor? I just think that gives it such a neat effect. So I think it's almost like I don't want to cover up the effect, huh? And I'm not going to be able to see my word with this dark color here, so I'm going to leave a little bit of space for it. See there, and that's the thing, you do want to, when you're filling in your balloon, you are going to want to use a lighter color because we're going to write our negative words inside and let them go. So you just want to fill in your balloons here. And that's so pretty. So I hope you guys were able to think about some things that may not be going so right in your life. Some situations that you need to not just focus on. You know, I'm really into just having us think about things that are positive and not negative things, right? Things that bring us, we don't want to hang on to the negative things. We want to let them go, because hanging on to them isn't a real healthy way to be. It makes us feel icky inside. So it feels so much better to not hold on to those negative emotions and feelings. So what are some of those things? Let's write them. What am I going to let go of? You know what? I am going to let go of fear, because I get afraid sometimes, and you know what? It's not a good feeling, and I need to let it go. And I get sad sometimes, and that's not a good feeling either. I need to let that go. And you know what? I also get angry sometimes. So I need to let go of my anger. I also get really stressed out sometimes. So I am going to get rid of my stress and let that go. And then another thing that I struggle with is holding on to things I can't change, right? Things that are out of my control. So guess what? It's time to let those things go. Things I can't change. It's time to let them go. I could probably think of several more things, but I'm going to go ahead and stop there. So these are my letting go balloons, and I hope you guys have found some things that you need to let go of. And as you look at this, I want you to visualize actually having a balloon that has that emotion in it and just letting it go up into the sky. Not holding on to it, just watching it kind of fly away. It feels good. It's a good thing to do. It's not good to hold on to things that you can't change. It's not good to hold on to fear or sadness or anger or stress. It helps us, it contributes to us feeling bad. And we don't want to feel bad. We want to feel good. So let's bring in some good things. Was that fun to do? It was good. I think it was a good activity to do together. I really enjoyed spending time with you today. I'm glad you could join me. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you can take some time to visualize yourself just letting these balloons go up into the air, all of these emotions and these feelings that just aren't fun to have. So I'm ready to let go of things I can't change. I'm ready to stop being afraid and sad and angry and stressed. And I'm ready to fill my life with more positive emotions and positive things. How about you? So come back and join me next time on Little Cabin Creations as we do more art for the heart. Thank you.